Need for Speed, Unbound's official minimum and recommended PC system requirements revealed. PC users have been wondering about the minimum and recommended system requirements. Fortunately, Electronic Arts and Criterion have officially revealed the details of the hardware that players need to pack in order to run the game optimally. With a minimum requirement of an AMD Ryzen 5 2600 or Intel Core i5-8600, Need for Speed, Unbound is going to be a bit graphics intensive, and some players might need to upgrade their rigs if they are looking forward to making the most of the latest franchise entry. Today's list will go over all the minimum and recommended PC system requirements for Need for Speed, Unbound, so players can be prepared when it finally drops later this month. Need for Speed, Unbound PC system requirements. Below is the list of all the minimum and recommended system requirements for Need for Speed, Unbound. Minimum. Requires a 64-bit processor and operating system OS, Windows 10 64-bit processor, Ryzen 5 2600, Core i5-8600 memory, 8GB RAM graphics, RX 570, GTX 1050 DirectX, version 12 network, broadband internet connection storage, 50GB available space. Recommended. Requires a 64-bit processor and operating system OS, Windows 10 64-bit processor, Ryzen 5 3600, Core i7-8700 memory, 16GB RAM graphics, Radeon RX 5700, 8GB, GeForce RTX 2070, 8GB, DirectX, version 12 network, broadband internet connection storage, 50GB available space. When the title officially drops, players will be able to enjoy a new narrative that will feature popular rapper A$AP Rocky as the leader of the takeover scene. The new franchise entry will revolve around the themes of rebellion and overcoming dire odds, and both the graphics and the environments of the game will reflect the same themes. The title will feature cel-shaded character models, with very realistic car designs and environments. Need for Speed, Unbound is the 30th game in the Need for Speed series and the first since Need for Speed, Most Wanted, 2012, to be mainly developed by Criterion. It was announced on October 6, 2022 by publisher Electronic Arts to be released for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X/S on December 2, 2022. A 3-day early access period for those that pre-order the Palace Edition was also announced, starting on November 29, 2022. Starting on November 29, 2022, those with an EA Play subscription can play up to 10 hours of the standard release, and those with an EA Play Pro subscription can play the Palace Edition. With either subscription, players will gain access to in-game member-only rewards and receive a 10% discount on purchases of EA digital content. First announced on June 18, 2020 as part of Electronic Arts' EA Play Live June 2020 presentation, it was shown during a section about the publisher's next-generation series of games, targeting the then unreleased PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X/S hardware. An official reveal in June 2020 outlined the yet untitled game was described to include a new Need for Speed game that is bringing some astounding visual leaps, developed by the Criterion team, who have launched some of the most highly rated games in franchise history. Alongside Criterion, Codemasters Cheshire began assisting in development of the game and the Need for Speed series as a whole. The game's development was pushed back by a year in March 2021, with Criterion pausing development of their Need for Speed game to assist DICE and their in-development Battlefield 6, which would later be revealed as Battlefield 2042. Presented with a unique real-world meets street art aesthetic, the visual style teams the realistic look of the featured cars with customizable graffiti flair featuring energetic visuals, sound effects, nitrous boost, and a new boost element. The PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X releases run in 4K, 3840 by 2160, resolution at 60 frames per second, whilst the Xbox Series S release runs in 1280p, 2276 by 1280, resolution at 60 frames per second.